Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via Amazon, not available on Sundays, but now available on thebeastradio.com. Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
Today is Friday, April Fool's Day. Year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
I said year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
20 and 22.
Amen.
And Suave, take him to the house.
Pencil pushers. Ta.
The Broken Pencil Booking Company, a pro wrestling podcast.
Nah, I'm just playing.
Do you know how many people almost unsubscribed? Don't do that to our future.
I blame the pre-roll. no dope smoke.
I love none of you.
I blame the pre-roll, no dope smoke, straight up. We carrying on from last week's energy this week right now. Man, for those of you who have already attended events over the last couple of days, God bless you. We have landed on a spot where you can catch the BPBC, not the show, but the people live and in person. We'll tell you that later on in the show.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of April foolishness, we ended March with the most fizzle of a bang that we've ever seen, and this time was at the Oscars. Yeah, we gonna talk about this shit. We got some things to talk about. We gonna get this out the way early.
This is how we'll make the correlation. Right after they blanked the sound in America, Stanford was on the phone trying to confirm it, one if not both of these people for WrestleMania. And that's no bullshit.
Oh man, do you understand the magnitude that, you know, there's already signs out here. Will Smith works stiff. There's already signs out here.
Look, if Will nor Chris Rock want to do WrestleMania, I guarantee you there will be a parody of it involving Booker T and Sharmell.
Let's hope not.
Dr. Huffman gonna slap 5 from somebody about Sharmell.
She going in the Hall of Fame, fam. Let's hopefully
exactly.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
As Queen Sharmell, what did she do the entire time that she was on camera?
She talked that shit.
So why, when she's going into the Hall of Fame, are we gonna not let her talk that shit? You know what we here for.
She could be the professional wrestling version of Jada Pinkett Smith with no entanglement.
No, she's not toxic.
That too. That very true. So what do we? So you already know what we're talking about. I mean, it's been world news since Sunday.
We saw a church service at the Oscars. Hands were laid. Laid prostrate. Cross your face.
Who won, Suave?
Viewers. No, really, who won? The network that showed it.
That's it. That's it.
Nobody else won anything.
Individually, nobody won anything. Will Smith has been the punching bag of the world for the last 5 or 6 years. Has been labeled as a cornball since his rap career.
Right.
What a better cornball to go head up with than Chris Rock. Here's the problem. 2 very wealthy and successful black men, both on and off the screen.
Black man from Philadelphia.
Well, I thought Chris Rock was from New York. Neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. But Philly does.
I don't know how old Chris Rock is, but
Chris Rock is in his 50s. They're both in their 50s.
Two men in their 50s, but one of them's from Philadelphia. So you may not want to buy into the image that's been portrayed on television and in movies as much as you might want to look at what his origins are. Because Will Smith was the goofiest motherfucker on television for 2 decades.
And his show only lasted 6 years or 6 seasons.
Yeah, and I certainly mean that in all due respect. But he was the silliest person on television, maybe outside of Urkel, for 2 decades though. It's people that just stop watching Fresh Prince on a regular basis. You know how many days of summer vacation TBS got you through with a Fresh Prince marathon in the middle of the day?
And in some cases, MTV and VH1, because he was on there too.
Into syndication.
Nick at Night. Come on,
now
man.
Posted up on HBO Max. So that's the part, like, well, when people start using that whole, like, trying to justify, well, Chris is a comedian, he had to do that. Well, what is Will Smith?
Quit calling it fake too. Quit calling it fake. Because I don't care, staged or not, you're not gonna put hands on me without repercussions. And I might lose given repercussions. But I'm not gonna sit there and lay down. Now go ahead, because I gotta come back to that.
Because okay, I do understand the conspiracy theorist side of this, saying Will either has another movie or a book on deck, and then you've seen Chris Rock.
He's on tour.
Right. He just started a new tour like yesterday. Like, the timing is impeccable, where his ticket shot from the $40 range to the $340 range per seat.
Boy.
And look, I had somebody, very important person the other day, we were having the same conversation, and I told him about the spike in ticket prices. And they were asking me, well, he doesn't see any of that money, is it? Or is that scalpers, like secondary market? I say, regardless of where it's coming from, if he knows
it's a 1,000% spike.
Right. So it matters not on which end. Somebody's catching that money, and I pulled a chair out from the table and I said, he's gonna walk in, he's gonna sit down, and he's gonna ask for more money. Because if the venue's charging more, he's gonna find a way to get it. Because I'd be damned if I was selling tickets for $40, they going for $340, and I'm just out here working like a mule.
Superman.
Hell, you mean I'll scout my own tickets before I do that? I've said too much.
All right. So back on what I was saying about the whole come up and smack somebody and just not, go unnoticed. Chris Rock is 57 years old.
Okay.
We've been seeing Chris Rock on our screens since Hollywood Shuffle.
Damn.
One rib.
Yep, I'm gonna get you, sucker.
No, that was Hollywood Shuffle.
I also remember it from that was my first time seeing it, and I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Okay.
One rib.
Okay. Now we're talking about 1987.
Yeah, I wasn't watching movies then.
So, actually, you know what? Hold on, let's see here. No. Okay, the one rib, that was actually, you know what? Hold on, I'm tripping. Hold on.
Because the way I remember it, I saw it in I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, and then he did it on In Living Color.
Let's see here. All right, my bad. You're right. So yeah, 1988. I'm sorry, 1988. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. Absolutely right. One rib. You mean to tell me from 1988 to 2022, the American public had not known that one Chris Rock has a nonverbal learning disorder?
Excuse me?
55, 57, I was 57, yeah. He has a nonverbal learning disorder.
Do tell.
Similar to that of Asperger's syndrome.
Okay.
So, as Jada Pinkett Smith has shaved her head from the effects of alopecia, apparently, to which I know some people with alopecia, and Jada's head looks immaculate compared to some of those. Let me just say that first and foremost. Her toxicity caused Will Smith to go from laughing to a joke to walk up onto a stage and smack a man. But this nonverbal learning disorder that Chris Rock suffers from apparently gives him the inability to register when he's in danger on a normal person's scale.
Wait, what?
Essentially, the response of, wow, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me, was Chris Rock not registering that a grown-ass man had his hand cocked and ready to do bodily harm to him.
Oh, so that wasn't like elite level professionalism. That was like, oh, this shit just registered?
It according to him, when he went and did a stand-up performance on Tuesday, it still hadn't registered.
Oh. That's serious.
Now, this is a whole different conversation. Now,
it is.
Now, keep in mind, he was on the Today Show 2 years ago, or about a year and a half ago, talking about this and how he has 7 hours of therapy per week. But this did not become a story until this week. So now, not only are you in a situation where you have a black man allegedly nondescriptly disrespecting a black woman, but that same black woman displaying enormous toxicity by either verbally or non-verbally sending her man to a stage to come to her rescue, per se. Now also, if he does this, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. But this is misdirected anger. This is him coming back from the years of scrutiny from people that he does not know across the world, like myself, like you, like our wives. If we want to keep it on a level of, male versus female, like these are all people that have scrutinized Will Smith, and I'm just using us as an example because I know that for a fact we have, so that way I can't throw anybody else under the bus for just allegations. And then you also have the idea that if he does nothing, he's also a sucker because he didn't go to the rescue of his wife. But you know what doesn't happen? Longer scrutiny, because we knew he was a sucker to begin with.
Wait. You said we were going to be on the same page on this. Okay.
More than others.
Keep going.
If she really gave a damn about her husband, why didn't she stop him?
Now right there, that's it. Now we're lockstep on that when you hit the bell right there.
But not even just.
So okay, Pete. Nobody involved in this situation is without fault. Explain to you why. First with Chris Rock. Now I've heard people use the defense that he's a comedian and jokes are jokes. No, there's a difference between a joke and a personal dig. There's a difference between a dig and an insult. There's a difference between an insult and an attack. I'm not.
They all wear the same. They all wear the same uniform.
Yeah, they all wear the same uniform. They just got different stripes on their arm. But with Chris, I've heard people use the argument, well, he's a comedian. So what? Certain things, okay, in that room with the Oscars, there are a lot of people in that room that are together, but they're not necessarily together.
Man.
Or they're together, but they're together with them and like 6 other people.
Dates, escorts, friends, like all of the above.
Right.
Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
In an industry that doesn't
in a world,
you know what I'm saying? In an industry that does not hold marriage as a real
institution.
Right. Marriage is not an institution there. It's a merger. It's an image.
It's a
thing.
business agreement.
Right. So, yes, the rest of the room, and for comedians that have come past, present, and even future that'll make fun of couples in the room, those conversations and those jokes go over a little easier because, hell, for all intents and purposes, the 2 people you're talking about may not even be in love with each other. However, when dealing in our culture, the institution of marriage is, for the most part, considering the age demographic I occupy, a serious piece of business. To where, you know, respect is given where respect is shown, and disrespect is corrected immediately on sight.
Man, so keep on. Come on, man.
So for Chris, who's 57 years old, from an urban part of the world, he is not naive to the code of ethics that goes on in urban relationships. So if you didn't know she had alopecia, you knew enough to know not to be talking about anybody's wife. Period. Especially one that you have a rough history with. Like, y'all are not on good terms to start with. To which, you know, we had to further that conversation. We said there's a risk. So I rap. I'm responsible for any and everything I say, everything that comes out of my mouth, and I have to be prepared, which I am, to be held accountable for those things that I say, regardless of the environment. Meaning, if I'm on a panel or at a college, or I'm, you know, at a barbershop, far away from home, you just have to be prepared to defend the things that you say. And I figure comedians would know that even more so when you use your environment to create your comedy. And I mean your immediate environment, like the people in this theater. Like D.L. Hughley's famous for this shit. He'll do a couple written jokes and then he going in the crowd.
Like the whole shit with him and Kanye recently is him going in the crowd with time. Like that man literally has, like, when you it's a different level of macking when you got the ability to delete letters.
These things are true. These things are absolutely true. So for all of these reasons, Chris gotta know there's certain shit you don't fool with. You know, rappers, shit don't get serious until you involve spouses and children. Once you involve spouses and children in entertainment, you have crossed the line you can't go back from.
Ask Kobe Covington about that one.
Free Jose if he ain't already at the crib.
You feel me? Masvidal forever.
You know what I'm saying? But like, you don't cross that line as an artist. Everybody. But the minute you start bringing people's children and subsequently then their spouses as well into a conversation, there's no reasoning down from that. Because now I have to, every time someone says anything either threatening or disparaging, I have to take you at face value. It would be to not respect you as a human being. So whatever you say, however you say it, I have to take you at face value that it's real. Depending on how you speak about my loved ones, I might determine you to be a threat. I refuse to live in clear and present danger. So we gonna extract this
quickly
and justly, swiftly. So that all of that is why Chris, that's his burden to bear. That's his responsibility to the situation.
Can I go a little deeper?
I mean, do your thing.
Let me turn the corner real quick on this. Conservative media is having a field day with shit like this. Two black men in a black tie environment, and one of them going apeshit, acting like a fucking animal on live international television.
We go ahead.
Everybody, the first word, if we're playing word association, one word is synonymous with this type of shit, and it's embarrassing.
And I'm of the belief, like, the level of embarrassment, I think it's heightened because it's their show. Because if this happens at the BET Awards, nobody's talking about this.
I saw somebody say that Will Smith brought the Source Awards to the Oscars. So I turned the Oscars into the Source Awards.
I mean, that's a low-hanging fruit joke, though.
This is as low as someone who apparently shaved their head for clout. And then you find out later that it wasn't for clout.
Again.
Like...
allow me to continue with the analyzation, the analysis of faults in this situation. Now, Will's fault in this is, one, being easily triggered, not by the joke, but by the reaction of his loved one. He is sort of a prisoner of his past, and there was a different yet equally gangster way to have handled that situation.
Oh, there were numerous equally and as gangster ways to handle it, none of which are on this radar.
But here's the leading one. This is the one that probably would have got it, and everybody would have been cool.
Let's go ahead and warm him up, because he's gonna be here for a minute.
Here's the thing:
if he had gotten up, if you're gonna get on stage, now obviously there are options that are don't involve you getting on stage. But if you're gonna walk up on stage, you do the little brother arm around the neck. Like, hey, let me hip you to some game. He's wearing a lapel mic, so everything that you say, it will pick up, and it's gonna be equally as effective, because everyone's gonna hear it.
That's a little player right there. That's player. That's extra player.
Exactly. You can turn him around and position him, towards the crowd, away from the crowd, whatever. It's about what that mic picks up. And you tell him, look here, player. Let this be the last time. Hey, man, say, man. Let this be the last time you open your mouth on my spouse. Because if I have to address it again, someone's going to have to revive you.
Do I make myself clear?
Are we on the same page about this? Now finish telling your little jokey jokes.
To which the only response to that is...
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, at that point, you have put all of the onus for whatever's going to happen next on that other person.
Now, you have luminaries in the crowd, such as Denzel Washington, which basically hit Will Smith with the Teddy Long. Now, hold on a minute, player. You have...
This gave him some game.
This dirty son bitch, Puffy. I can't believe he decided to come out there and actually pub his after party Some bitch.
I mean, look, Puff done slapped somebody's shoulder out of socket. So what you think? He don't give a damn about none of this. Hey, it's another party.
He done slapped somebody's shoulder out of pocket and out of socket, and had a whole roster of quality A platinum rappers die. Not that he killed them or that he was the reason for them, but he signed them and they're no longer with us. There, said it.
Yikes. Yikes. But yeah, he's gonna pub a after party. He knows, like, after somebody gets slapped, that's when the party gets started, yo.
But like,
yeah, boy, take that.
So that's going to be part of the bevy of jokes that comedians are going to have over the next year. As Chris Rock is a comedian, he better be looking for Netflix to cash the fuck out.
Absolutely. You know what? On the cool. If this was really a money grab, I kind of feel like I would have canceled this tour and done a stadium show for Netflix.
Who's to say that he can't while he's on tour, especially if his ticket prices just went up by 1,000%?
I mean, deals are there to get worked out. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying if you had an extra day before the tour started and you had to make a split decision.
We've spent way too much time on this, but just understand that
it's fun. It's fun. It's dissection of the human brain as it operates in entertainment / urban culture. When these worlds overlap, shit like this happens.
And why are we talking about this? Because this is a pro wrestling podcast infused with hip hop, and Stanford has been involved.
I told you, like, you think this is a clever joke on my behalf? Well, thank you. It probably is. But what's probably also true is that both of their representatives have been reached out to about potentially pulling up to Arlington, Texas, and AT&T Stadium.
Can you imagine the press attention if one of them shows up?
Facts. Can you imagine the fucking media atomic bomb if both of them show up?
How about this? It could be anybody last name Rock or anybody last name Smith. Doesn't even have to be Will, Jada, or Chris.
And look,
all I'm saying, Suave, for a nominal fee, soon to be a phenomenal fee.
Who slice off some of this broken pencil knowledge, put it on your plate.
Cash App, Venmo, all that there.
All at the Apple Pay. Shit, we'll take cash, but sanitize your hands first.
That part. All right.
But like this shit, like, okay, so now we deal with the real elephant in the room that nobody wants to discuss. The toxicity and the role of Jada Pinkett Smith.
Make it quick. I have nothing to say. I'm not giving her the energy.
All right, cool. So I know somebody's gonna be listening to this and hear this in passing or whatever and be like, well, this, she's the victim in all this. No. You are the recipient of commentary that you find offensive.
She is an accessory to the assault.
This is true.
I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to say anything, but continue. I'm sorry.
She is an accessory. She is. Like, there's no denying that part. Now, let me explain to you those who are not ingratiated in our culture about how she could have stopped this before it got started. Because Will's laughing the joke off, which he alluded to in his acceptance speech, is that you're taught and coached and advised that when you get into these tense situations, when people say something you may not like or say something crazy to you, to kind of laugh it off and keep it moving. Because if you just if you sniggle it off, you take a moment that would have lasted 30 to 60 seconds and then you make it last, forever. Keith Sweat. Which is this is what happened. If he'd have done anything else, like, it'd have caused issues at home, but you know what I'm saying, they're we've given you at least one of the scenarios that he could have used. But she can stop this by, obviously she looked at him, and when your spouse looks at you and they're unhappy about something that's, cut them beneath the surface, there is a trigger that goes off. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right on point.
So there's a trigger that goes off. So for those of you who are like, well, he was laughing at the joke, like, yeah, until he felt like it hurt his significant other. They are one, for better or worse, for whatever everybody's opinion is about who this, that, and the third. They are married. And
Chris Rock may have a nonverbal learning disorder, but Will Smith and Jada have nonverbal communication.
Right. So if you can look at him and signify that you're not pleased with the way things are going, and he gets up in an attempt to defend your honor, knowing this is his biggest moment ever, do you know how you stop the entire room from spinning? You grab your husband's hand. Hand, wrist, sleeve, forearm. Hell, you could have got up and caught a shoulder.
You could have even squeezed the hand to let you know that, like,
go, just chill.
Chill, but you fucked up.
Right. That's like you can get him out. That's that, like, you can get him later. That's that you can get him backstage shit. Like, just hold what you got. But you don't care enough about, man, fuck it. Yeah, I'm out too, because I'm going to say some shit. We off of it. It's rough. It's just rough.
At least we're providing a very poignant,
There's more than one victim in all this. I just want everybody to know
emotional point of view, but there are sections of people who are victims more so than those who are involved directly. Like that, but again, this ain't about. We said we gonna say this. We off of it. This.
I think it was a fairly well-rounded,
we learned some discussion. Things. We learned some things.
we had differing opinions, but we thought a lot of the same shit and all of that. Yeah, so that was enriching. Now, if we can get one of them at WrestleMania, boy, we got a motherfucking show going on.
Well, I know we about to get to WrestleMania, so
what we getting?
With no further ado, this is what started it all right here. Now, matter of fact, this is the start of year 4. Is it the start of year 5? It's episode 160. I know that much, but this is where our season starts.
The first WrestleMania we did was 34, right?
Yeah. So 34, 35, 36, 37, 30. Wow.
Yep.
Super cap and no cap. We the shit. We better than you. And you know this, man.
Hey, just accept it.
All right. Conspicuous by their absences are, longtime associates, Petty Messiah and Tony Snow. But hey, it's WrestleMania. We gonna still do this shit because no matter what, the show must go on. So that said,
hey,
you know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. Let's say that this again. I know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. We say that this again. I want 1, 2, 3. Get your tail. I want 1, 2, 3. Get the fuck on. 1, 2, 3. Get your tail. I want 1, 2, 3. Get the fuck on.
You know who ain't gonna win. We gonna do a two-pack Shakur up in this thing. We got 2 nights of WrestleMania 38 in Arlington, Texas. I don't care what WWE TV tells you. We are in Arlington, Texas.
Stop. Hold on before you go another step. Now, I know this is one of those things that's going to kind of break the wrestling internet, but as of 27 minutes ago, the Wyndham Rotunda has posted and then on Instagram says, I just got to Dallas. This place feels so alive. It makes me feel alive. This week in particular has always been a huge part of me. God damn, I miss this energy. I missed all of you too. I'm sure some of you have questions for me. I got answers. Here it is. I'll reply to 6 questions in the next hour. Keep in mind, I hate ruining surprises.
You care to go through any of those?
I mean, why not? We're here.
All right, hold on. So, because we talked about something at the beginning of the show, and I'm getting blown up right now on something else too. Oh shit. Tony Snow, shouts out Tony Snow. I know he's definitely going to be listening to this. Just left WrestleCon at the Fairmont Hotel, downtown Dallas. Shouts out to the player Teddy Long himself. And so Tony Snow is actually stopping through Haltom. You know, the BPBC pencil pusher does not know what Haltom is, but Suave and I know what Haltom is. So. Mm-hmm. There may be some stories that come out of this for us next week, and for us that means everybody, pencil pusher massive included. So there's that. So anyway, I'm sorry. Do you have any of the questions that have been posed to one Wyndham Rotunda?
It's a bunch of nonsense. No one's asking any good questions anyway. The only one I've seen him respond to is someone asked him about how is his health. And he said he's never been more healthy physically or mentally.
How do you blow an opportunity with one tweet?
You don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Bruh. Sit the fuck. All right, anyway.
But so Wyndham Rotunda's in the city. Now, for those of you who know, he was gonna be at WrestleCon anyway. That shit was announced months ago. So it's not a surprise. It's not a WrestleMania spoiler. However, put a pin in that.
So we're playing You Know Who Ain't Gonna Win. One person as of this recording who does not have a match is one Seth Rollins. I guess we could do this now.
Hola, Sethito.
We decided that, or Suave decided that it would be best if we put together a mixtape of 5 opponents for Seth Rollins. But
me tight.
But it's not just 5 opponents for Seth Rollins. It would be too easy if we just gave you 5 opponents for Seth Rollins.
We're not about simple around here.
Suave wants 5 opponents for Seth Rollins within the roster. 5 opponents for Seth Rollins that would be, and that's the best opponents for Seth Rollins.
The
that
best.
Is
Okay.
The 5 worst opponents for Seth Rollins, as well as opening the forbidden door for 5 different opponents for Seth Rollins.
Now, what everyone has to understand is we're playing this game and creating this mixtape based on the idea that if it's not Cody, everyone is basically convinced themselves that it will be Cody. So these lists are based on the 5 best people, not Cody, that would get a positive reaction. 5 worst, if it's not Cody, the 5 people who would absolutely, like, the whole stadium would melt down into a chorus of boos. I mean, they may boo for the rest of the night. or just because it's too easy to fill up one of those 2 tapes with Forbidden Door entries, we're gonna make a mixtape just for the Forbidden Door entries.
Let's start with the top 5 best.
I'm with you.
Number 1 on my list, and we can make it. I want to make a combined list for all 3 categories. All right. So number 1 on my list is the person we just named off, which is the whole reason why we started with this particular portion before we go into the actual card. Bray Wyatt.
Exactly.
You want to tear the roof off the place. The last place you saw this man was on Monday Night Raw the day after Mania.
Right.
Disappearing forever.
So Seth Rollins and the Fiend have a history.
Storied past.
So I mean, like, look, it ain't like they can't throw enough money at him to do it again.
Especially with these new deals.
Right.
They stand to make more money than they stand to pay this man.
Exactly, because they're gonna keep all the merch money. They're just gonna throw a number at him.
And he'll have half-ass input on what happens, but as far as the merch is concerned, but getting his hand hit, he could quite possibly be the first person to get his hand hit for the new contract and his hand hit for merch revenue based on ideas. That's all I got on him, but that's easily number one on both of our lists there.
Absolutely. With Bray, he's gonna want some creative control, not as far as like in the ring, but as far as how his character is presented. Pretty sure he's gonna want to be way more hands-on and have way less people with involvement. But it's not out of the realm of possibility to figure out that they may have reconciled, especially if Bray wants to start doing movies. I mean, hell, they do have a movie studio.
They got a whole studio in Louisiana.
You feel me? Like, who else can offer you that?
Not a company.
You know what I'm saying? We'll let you take 6 months off every year to go film a movie. And he starts his own horror series. Like, I mean, hey, if no one's called him and said this, maybe you ought to copy me. Like, you could get him back. You just don't know how to talk to him.
Number 2.
All right. Number 2 best. To face Seth Rollins. John Cena.
Why the fuck not? He's in-house. You want staple? You want a pop?
Yeah, you won't boo John Cena. You won't boo a John Cena Seth Rollins match, and you will not boo John Cena in that situation.
Mania has been proven in Dallas to have one more thing that other cities have not had, and that's more time. You get John Cena and we talking like cruiserweight version John Cena, like he is now. Like this ain't 267-pound John Cena. We talking about 208-pound John Cena with muscle mass. Like this is a whole different.
He's just a little heavier than Curry Man.
Hot and spicy. And then on top of that, you have the steam of the casual fan who has HBO Max. You can't tell me they haven't watched Homelander. Shit.
What are you doing? That's not that show's name.
I'm ready for the boys. Who's talking about Peacemaker?
Homelander's the guy that we're trying to book an alternate substitute for.
This is funny that you should mention that, because the next person on the list I have isn't a nightmare, but it's a dream.
Oh, you gonna pull that card?
Patrick Clark is making his rounds as one. The name is coming back up, and
give
yes,
yourself a round of applause.
You want to pop a crowd? We said the very first season of the BPBC that we will not mention his name because we want to hold him in the highest of regards. His debut on the main roster should be with reverence and be special. We haven't talked about him since his allegations, but his name is coming back up. You can't tell me you won't blow the roof off of AT&T Stadium if you show up with the Velveteen Dream in the ring against Seth Rollins and get a match that you...
The Velveteen Dream is the Deshaun Watson of professional wrestling.
All the talk, all the rumors, but none of the facts.
Right. Like,
the only difference is he didn't say, fuck it, I'll go to Cleveland.
I mean, he ain't far from having to say it, but either way, you want to split that stadium in half, like dead ass, trot him out there. That's a jaw-dropping moment, and it's also one of those that's going to turn. it's gonna turn some people into instant hate mode, and there are gonna be other people who think it's the greatest thing ever.
It's the worst, best move you could do.
I'm glad it's on the best tape though. I like that. Like that's a legit jaw dropper moment. Like I was sitting there thinking about like how would I feel if that actually happened?
You would be either way. You would be on the edge of your seat. You're not turning off the TV. You're not leaning back. You're leaning in. It's a moment. It is the moment of moments. Go ahead. Who's next?
I'd be fucking amazed. Let's just keep it real. I'd be fucking amazed. I'm like, wow. Somebody done lost their damn mind. I love it. Give me more of this. I want chaos.
Give me another one, Suave.
Let's see. Oh, Finn Balor.
He's not booked?
Nope. The United States champion does not have a match as of last time I checked. So just let him walk out and say, open challenge. I choose you.
Your history is the fact that I believe it wasn't a triple threat when Finn Balor won the Universal Championship and got hurt, was it?
No, it was one-on-one.
One-on-one versus Seth Rollins.
SummerSlam 2016.
Yep. I knew it was 2016. Knew it was SummerSlam. I just didn't remember if it was a triple threat or a one-on-one because I knew Kevin Owens was in that storyline too.
Yep, one-on-one.
All right, that story writes itself, and you know what you're getting. You're getting Prince Devitt, you know what I'm saying, under the WWE umbrella with a belt in his hand. It's ugly. Wait, Punishment Martinez, Damian Priest isn't going against Finn Balor?
He's probably going to be in a battle royal sponsored
by Menon. Oh, all right. So you got Balor.
I mean, unless it's on a pre-show, but it's not something that's been booked, announced, and named. So Finn Balor, for all intents and purposes, is he's free, and I think that would be a really dope story, especially if Seth wins. That he comes out the next night on Raw and as a completely different person that says, "I buried all my demons," and then he references back to the loss at SummerSlam. He says life was never the same after that. Everything unraveled.
I got a good one for you, Suave.
What's up?
This is the best list. I hope you can ride with me because we got to share this one. So I hope you can ride with me on this one. About a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, we saw one of the most riveting interviews that we've ever seen in the history of professional wrestling in a real environment. When Triple H went on First Take and announced his retirement to the entire world. Said that he was suffering from heart failure. He was experiencing full-blown heart failure. He'll never wrestle again. Triple H comes out at WrestleMania to talk to Seth Rollins, cutting a scathing promo about him bitching about not being good enough to have a match at WrestleMania. Triple H gives him one last option. And it's the last person that Triple H is credited for bringing into NXT as he makes his debut to the main roster. The Rockets are already strapped to this man's back. And depending on what night this happens on, I'm guessing this is going to happen on night 2 because Dallas to Arlington and on a Saturday, especially during an event, slap yourself. This is a bad move. So I'm hoping this happens on night 2. Braun Breaker.
You're just gonna find any reason to debut him at this year's WrestleMania.
Not really. But I know
You've been doing this for months now.
I know we're gonna see him on the night after Mania. I guarantee. I'd be willing to bet something on that.
I mean, I'll ride with it. But yeah.
But here,
I know that's your pet project to book him into WrestleMania as fast as possible.
But
here's the thing:
considering he's inducting his uncle and his father into the WWE Hall of Fame, do we get Braun Breaker or do we get Bronson Steiner?
If they've agreed to give Scott Steiner a live mic,
and he doesn't blow it,
you better believe he's a Steiner the next night.
I'm here for it.
And for that very reason, which you just said, gave me. We'll split this 5.
Okay.
My pick for 5th would be the best. Gable Steveson.
Ooh, it's the same person.
That's the sleeper.
Ooh.
That's the sleeper.
Who brings him out though? Does he just come out on his own, or does he get the shit talk to Seth Rollins first?
I mean, if you want to pay Kurt Angle to show up,
I'm thinking that same thing. But also, Tripp signed him too.
I'm not comfortable putting Triple H in front of that many people to do wrestling stuff right now.
Oh, just because the nerves.
Yeah, nerves and hype. He's got a defibrillator in his chest. I know that doesn't mean he's decrepit, but just, you
don't want to run. You don't want to run the risk. It
might still be a little early.
Yeah, you don't want to run that risk. I'm with you on that.
Adrenaline wise, it just might be a little early for that.
5. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And we would hate to see anything other than entertainment.
5 worst.
Ooh, this is where you could possibly shit the bed of WrestleMania and lose a stadium full of people all at once. We do realize if it's not everyone's expecting Cody, and if it's not Cody, it can either go well as we've just shown you, or it could go horribly wrong as we are about to show you.
That's exactly how it will sound in Arlington too, just like that.
Times 100,000
million.
Which I know it's not gonna be 100,000 in there because it's too many tickets floating around,
bruh.
I'm trying to figure out, like, are we gonna get halfway there? Or are we gonna, like, WrestleMania?
I got my number. I like the sweet spot for me. I think it's 75,000.
You think we'll get 75 in there
per night? Yeah, per night.
These seat prices is not looking good for that.
Nope.
I do know people who are buying. They're buying, night 2 versus night 1 because they'd rather see what happens on night 2. Which another reason this probably shouldn't have been a 2-night WrestleMania. But it's neither here nor there. It's top 5 list time. Who going first?
I kicked off the last one. You can kick off this one.
Okay. Number 1 on this list, and here's another one that is equally as bad as it could be good. But when the first time you heard that those two might have a match, it didn't sound appetizing at all. So force feeding it in this situation is going to make the crowd just completely throw up on it. Super Death Killer, ladies and gentlemen, Shane McMahon.
Oof. Woo. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, rumors are bound that after that nasty blow up that happened at the Royal Rumble, Shane McMahon is back and better than ever.
If you hear "Here Comes the Money," I promise you there will be a brief pop, because everyone pops when they hear that song, and then it will immediately erupt into boos.
You might see people go to the concession stand on
people
purpose.
might get up and walk off, and you can't afford that if you already not near capacity.
What if everybody pulled a hook and just sat in their seat and turned their backs?
Oh, bro. See, this is what I miss about 2014. What happened to those fans? Did they just say fuck it and they left? Because those were the people that would hijack a show.
Remember the dude that would run the circuit from Tulsa, sometimes Wichita, Oklahoma City, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and Houston? There was the I Hate Cena guy. You remember him? Where is he at?
Look,
Dallas Sign guy has been seen in more independent shows than anything else.
I mean, they need newer, younger plants.
Oh man!
And now they just need seat fillers. They need people that look young as seat fillers, because you want to make it seem cool that younger people go here on a regular basis. You know, that whole image thing.
Number 2 for me. You ready for number 2?
Número 2.
Elias.
Wow.
You don't know if you're going to get Elias You don't know if you're going to get Elias Sampson. You don't know if you're going to get somebody else that's Elias with a new name.
I want to see this gimmick with they were talking about with him looking really similar to Randy
Savage.
Dead ass, like it would be corny as hell, but if he's any good at it, he could pull off a Randy Savage impersonator gimmick. We know it's worked before with other people, like Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal is going to go down in infamy.
Yeah, Black Machismo. So if he can be, almond milk Machismo, then shit, whatever. Then we might be able to get some money.
Pittsburgh Machismo.
Right. Oh, good one. Hit the bell for yourself. Oh, yeah. That's sharp.
Iron Mike. I'm here all week.
Pittsburgh Machismo. Yeah. I like it. So, I
just
almost
a
don't
little
hate
bit
that.
of scrapple.
And I certainly don't hate it if they let Elias just pick up the guitar again, because that'll get a pop, and
right.
we would have to put him on the best side.
Easy. Like if you strum you strum that guitar, this whole mixtape goes upside down. It's a wrap. Give me another one, Suave.
Let's see. Somebody who would. How can they really screw this up? Veer Mahan. And this is nothing against Veer Mahan. I hope Veer Mahan has a Hall of Fame level career after debut.
Oh, I feel so bad for this man, bro.
But that's an impossible situation to put him in.
The first thing people are going to say for the casual fan is, who?
No, you've been seeing vignettes on him for the last 6 months. You know who he is.
You're absolutely right, I have. But keep in mind, this ain't Raw or SmackDown or another pay-per-view. This is WrestleMania.
He just been traveling by horse.
From New York to LA. From Seattle to St. Pete.
From the Sahara Desert, motherfucker. What you mean?
Shit.
By a fucking horse.
All right.
Yeah, like, that's an impossible situation for him. Simply because you'd have to be like the next Lesnar. And you have to do one of two things. Either you'd have to be able to go out there and wrestle a Dolph Ziggler level classic with Seth Rollins, or you'd have to go out there and squash him like Lesnar on night one. And if you do that to Seth Rollins, what does that say about putting Seth Rollins in this situation?
Oh man.
But that's some shit. That's some shit WWE would do. They debut him right then, and then they beat him
quickly.
They beat him in like 7 minutes.
No,
Seth Rollins celebrate.
7 minutes could be a main event.
It'll be 7 minutes because he attacks Seth Rollins from behind.
Oh man.
So it's like it serves as like Seth Rollins' face turn. But you could completely box Veer Mahan up and ship him back to be repackaged, because you ain't gonna ever be able to get away with that again. Come on, give me another one.
Doing his best to imitate John Cena at 31 years of age. Coming back from a catastrophic injury, quote unquote, wink wink, from Saudi Arabia. Making his return to the main roster against Seth Rollins and not in the main event. Fans would not cheer the return of Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, that's a horrible spot to put him in. It's like, and you've already brought him back, so him and Omas is, I don't know if they're going to both be in the Battle Royal, or they're just going to have a singles match, which we need to confirm that later in this. You know who ain't going to win. But bring somebody you basically saw on TV every week until like 4 weeks ago. Like, give him an opportunity to be fresh again, which obviously they're not doing, but certainly not for this spot.
And bruh, this is I got smoke for this card, but again, you'll understand why I put Bobby in this particular spot, and especially now that I just saw a piece of this card. So anyway, yeah, I still got Bobby in this spot. Who you got for bringing up the rear? Pause.
Goldberg.
Oh my God.
If Goldberg is the mystery opponent,
oh my God,
and you get like some 90-second squash of Seth Rollins, I just don't know what I'll do.
Oh man, bro.
But you know his contract. You know there's another match left. I don't see how. Look,
what a bigger payday for WWE. Because you're going to get people that's going to subscribe to the pay-per-view simply off of that alone, regardless of match placement. They're going to be in tune for night 2 just because Willie D shows up on night 1.
So, and this isn't a horrible spot to use him in. We're doing this worse based on the fact that if people expect it to be Cody, not just hope, expect. Hoping is way different than expectations.
Boy.
And when that many people have a single expectation and you give them something other than what they're expecting, Goldberg will get your ass booed.
Now, before we go into Goldberg might be the hook moment. Before we go into the forbidden door, if we do get Cody, do we get Smoke and Mirrors? Do we get AEW Homelander Jr. or do we get a whole new version of the American Nightmare? Because that tattoo that's not going anywhere.
I do not know, and for that very reason, because the tattoo is going nowhere, you might as well.
You did it with the Hardy Boys. You might as well go all out.
What I feel like you need to figure out what the American Nightmare means in Stamford. Like, to hell with whatever it meant anywhere else, New Japan, Indies, or Ring of Honor, anywhere. Figure out what that character means in Stamford and roll with that.
You should not want your fans cheering a heroic nightmare.
I know exactly how to do this, but again, my account.
Truth be told, if you bring them back, you bring them back with Bray Wyatt and let them align together. That's what I would do personally.
Well, you want to make him. Okay, all right. This is how I print money. You really want to make some shit pop on Monday Night Raw, right? The American Nightmare is like your typical soulless millennial who is like subtly uses things from society that we recognize as privilege, and he's just a real piece of shit, but not in the Miz sort of way where it's like ha funny chicken shit heel. Like, just make Cody a sinister thinking. Okay, you ever seen The Purge?
Yep.
The first one. The group of people that were just literally outside on some bougie elitist.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the American Nightmare. Emulate that within the parameters of your weekly television show. And then after he's done this hot 6 months, like really been terrorizing shit as a piece of shit person, he didn't even have to have a championship. But the character should be so compelling that he'll have a lot of screen time.
Man.
Now, watch me print the rest of this money. You remember once upon a time we saw a promo from a young man who used to be a police officer in Chicago?
Yeah. Oh,
about what America
man,
was and what it is now.
Man, go ahead.
Let him cut that same promo, but now it's aimed at the American Nightmare. Now you've just turned Mustafa Ali into a patriot. He's a face now for saying the exact same thing he said in that promo, because now the perception's different. You have an actual antagonist to point at.
Man, oh boy.
And then you remember that whole bullshit idea where we concocted about wrestling for your freedom?
Right.
Now you really do that shit. And the whole freedom thing is like, I'll either let you go from your contract or you'll join my, whatever he calls, is going to call his faction or his group or his cabinet or whatever.
So we loaded.
All I'm saying is I'm available.
We loaded here. Now, here's the real fun. Let's kick the door off the hinges. All these organizations, you have legitimately more wrestlers in the DFW area than any other city in the history of the professional wrestling business. Right now. Let's pick 5 that could come in for a one-off, not in WWE, against Seth Rollins. You want to flip a coin on this? You just want to just go?
I mean, I'll go. I have mine loaded. I'll go, but we can flip a coin or we can do whatever. We keep playing. I don't care. You know, hey man, say man.
Fuck it. I'll just do number 1. Number 1, John Moxley.
Okay, you took one of mine, so good.
Easy. That's a layup.
Yeah, it is. That open forbidden door, like if you were gonna open it for anybody in this situation,
he's the only person that makes this much sense because of the backstory. It prints money, it solidifies an ideal, and also sets him up for the perfect return if and when he comes back.
You'll get a Cody level. I mean, you'll get a Cody killing pop.
Hey, Cody has to go to Monday for this one.
No, I mean, just like people wouldn't even care if he signed with WWE or not.
Oof.
Like you substitute that for Cody, people will be ecstatic. It's a call your friends and like, what the fuck are you doing moment.
I'm actually lightweight worried that may happen anyway. Who you got for number 2?
Kenny Omega.
The only concern I have with that is, will that be enough of a oh my god? Because I don't think Kenny would be emotionally invested into that match. I don't. That's kind of hard to say because the money, the bag will be insane.
The bag is obviously going to be insane. That'll be the most people he's wrestled in front of in the United States.
Ooh.
It's versus Seth Rollins. It's on WrestleMania. I mean, he can literally damn near complete the WWE checkbox in one night.
Could
he could do everything in that company but hold the title. He could have a WrestleMania show stealing match, the biggest pop, a top 5 biggest pop in WrestleMania history, greatest WrestleMania debut of all time, a match versus Seth Rollins.
Oh my god!
Like you know how much ego is involved in that?
A whole lot of money, about this much.
I'm sure Tony Khan will be cool with it, and then y'all can book some crazy ass non-finish where it erupts into a big ass fight and you don't actually get a winner, so neither company's guy has to take a L.
And a possible semi-invasion looking angle that never goes anywhere.
or if Cody really signed and you just still want to do the switch, you have Cody come out and cost Kenny the match, and then you do whatever afterwards.
Let's see, who else could we pull in here? We could possibly, because Seth is in that sweet spot with AJ where you're going to get cash money for the 9-9 and 2,000 with him for at least 20 minutes if you decide to do so, even with nothing on the line. You're in Dallas. You got smart fans in WrestleMania. Casual fans recognize the name. Diehard fans will have a shit your pants moment. Kaz Okada.
Considering this is probably going to be on night 2, I don't know if you have enough time to make that live up to how good it sounds.
Disregard your reasoning. It's night 1.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Card subject to change, but as of this moment, it's night 1.
Okay. Last I read it was night 2, but hey, either way,
we'll run through it. What else you got? Who else we got?
Forbidden Door challenger. No, that'll never happen.
Who? Say it. Even if you don't want it, just say it. I'm interested to know who you're thinking.
Charles Montgomery?
That's a hell freeze over moment. You want to, boy, that's oof. That only happens in the main event. Like if this were to end the same way that night 1 is supposed to end, and you're going to end night 2 that way, that's the only way you do that. Charles Montgomery.
Charles Montgomery gonna pull up.
Curtis Mason.
Curtis Mason.
bruh.
Yeah.
What? I got one, but I'm waiting on you.
Nah, go ahead.
You ready?
I'm still mulling it over. Go ahead.
Oh shit! You better make it count because I'm about to hit him over the head, dog.
Go ahead.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Boy. With this shit they've been talking the last couple days.
Exactly.
And see, he's a heel. So him taking an L is not.
Seth is a de facto face at home.
You got to go ahead and turn him because too much shit he does is over.
I like him just the way he is because he can do devilishly heel shit in the ring and people will still cheer him.
But I want that shift. Like, let the crowd know that it's not obnoxious. It's just funny. Like, him laughing, it's not obnoxious. It's just, you switch it from being obnoxious to them to it's like entertaining. Like, turn him into the Joker, but when people start looking at him like, you know what, he's not so fucking wrong.
Yeah. Ooh, that's major right there, bro.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman. That is a solid.
Oh man, give me the bag. I don't even want. I'm too lazy to even print my own damn one. Just give me the bag after it's done. You can take a cut if you want it. Who's next, man? Round it out.
Let's see. I feel like we've been AEW heavy, but that's where the majority of.
That's where the money is.
That's where, yeah, like that.
Where the money resides.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's, because anybody else other than like somebody like Will Ospreay, only because they would put on what people would think is a show. That's like I know Regal hates the term, but this is a smart mark match. Like that's one of those dream matches they hope, well, they think they'll never get to see, but you know. But I don't want to use a Forbidden Door entry on him though.
And for that reason, you shouldn't, because I got one more, but I was gonna wait for you so we can double back with this. 5.1, 5.2.
Man, keep it Oos Gang, Jacob Fatu.
Oof, boy,
like
you want to blow,
and it also serves a whole bunch of masters.
It serves all the masters. You can give a bulletproof loss to Seth Rollins because he is gang. And you blow the
whole lot of fucking gang shit.
And you blow the roof off of my 5.2, which also makes all the sense in the world. But Jacob Fatu, like if you do that, and then you also shatter the glass ceiling that WWE has put up for him in the internet sphere, which of course they hate that anyway. So like you want to do that, and Jacob Fatu checks the Dallas box because he's always here. This might as well be his home.
He'd be wise to have a property here,
man. Bryan Danielson or a one night return of Daniel Bryan wouldn't be a bad idea either. He
is on the now. I will say he's probably on the best terms with Stanford to make something like that happen, and I don't think he really cares as much about winning as he does about performing.
Yeah.
Now
especially since his wife will be here already.
Now, if I'm Kanos, I'm very invested in him winning or losing because he's essentially in that upper crust of my company right now. To be perfectly honest, before they started this Blackpool Combat Club faction, he was the best. He was the best talent on AEW television,
bar none.
It would have been the heel champion we deserve.
Rest in peace, Scott Hall. He's the equivalent of Scott Hall, the best to do it and didn't need a belt for it.
Hey, and then there's that.
So, man, that's a barn burning list, sir. That's 15/18 potential matches for Seth Rollins
that are not Cody Rhodes. So that said, let's run through this card rather swiftly because that's more entertaining than the card seems to be at this present moment in time. Facts.
Night one.
Hit the music.
For what?
You gotta have that shit in the background.
You don't hear no music?
No, I'm talking about You Ain't Gonna Win.
We already played that shit.
Hey.
We already played that shit.
We don't loop that shit in the background.
No, like we got lucky. but if you must, hold please. There you go.
Okay. All right.
DJ on the man like a mother. Boy.
Hey, look, man. You always gotta be. Hey, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
You feel what I'm saying? Night one. We got Becky Lynch, your WWE Raw Women's Champion, versus Bianca Belair. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Belair, but we don't care if it ain't 26 seconds.
That part. If we can stretch this bad boy out, the man can hold on to it. For the adulation of those not going to the concession stand, we have the Mysterios, Rey and Dominic versus The Miz and Logan Paul. Please tell us who ain't gonna win, Suave.
Mizathon.
Honestly, I think the Mysterios ain't gonna win, and I also see Dominic going on his own.
You're gonna have some real drama at WrestleMania.
They've been stretching this out for a year and a half, bro. It's time.
I mean, I figured we gonna keep it kid friendly. We're gonna give Dominic his mask on night after WrestleMania and let him go on live his luchador dreams, live his best life.
Let's hope that this match here is not following the tag team match, because those same people that have gone to the concession stand will probably stay there. And I feel so bad for the first person in this match, Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin with Madcap Moss in his corner. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Drew McIntyre's resume.
Bum ass Corbin's marketability.
We had the plan. We were right there. Bum ass Corbin was gonna get us to the money, and you ruined it. You gave him money back too soon, and now people don't care.
Sadly, Madcap Moss getting dumped on his head in Saudi did not do any favors for Drew McIntyre.
Bruh, can we please not try that again? Because
especially with someone who's 5 inches taller than Madcap Moss.
Bruh. If you know what, because of that, Corbin a damn fool if he get up there.
Bruh.
Now you got me watching for the swerve in this damn Mysterios match. Now this is some crazy shit. Now if the Miz recruit motherfucking Dominic, what are we gonna do? I'm your father, Dominic. right, keep going. Though.
Nah,
keep going,
bro.
keep
Nah, man. For the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Booger and the Shin Splint.
Booger Sugar. That's the team name, Booger Sugar.
Wait, they catch Shinsuke in the back eating snacks all the time, so that's where the sugar comes from. Booger Sugar.
Booger Sugar ain't gonna win. Oh,
How did we
man.
miss it? Oh my God! That's entertainment.
Do we get the King of Strong Style back after this? Because there's no way they win the tag team championships.
I mean, we know Rick Boogs is going to be a solo star at some point. We know Shinsuke Nakamura is no longer in their plans currently for any main event situations as a face.
On the real, the best thing you could do with Shinsuke Nakamura is try to find him on a New Japan card here in the area and book him on that shit. Swing the forbidden door the opposite way. That's what I would do, but you know, who am I?
I mean, you know what the booking fees would be? That should be, if they open up shop like that.
Phenomenal.
Oh. But yeah, turning him heel.
The booking fees would have to be sponsored by an international powerhouse to make that Toyota. Oh God, I can't believe I said that out loud. Oh man.
Well, okay, what do you think is better for Rick Boogs? Turn him face or turn him heel, or leave him face or turn him heel?
You turn him heel and keep him in the same costume. You do nothing for him. The whole reason why you bring him.
Oh, go ahead.
I said the whole reason why you brought him in to begin with was because of his talent on all aspects. You can't let him continue to play rock guitar and be a heel.
I feel the exact opposite. He'd be the most annoying son of a bitch on TV.
And I just thought about it. For that reason, you can't bring back Elias. Not with a guitar.
Two different shows.
Not WrestleMania.
No. Well, yeah. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I'm still like, fuck that. We can bring back Elias exactly how we said. Quit fucking around.
The New Day there versus and that's Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, obviously, versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland with Butch. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
I don't even know. Who ain't gonna win? I would love to say that the gangs of New York ain't gonna win, but
they have no reason to win.
They have no reason to win, but they don't have a whole lot of reasons to lose either.
This is also a fact, and this is Xavier Woods' return, isn't it?
Should be.
Who, for the record, has only won one match since winning the King of the Ring.
Right.
On TV.
So I'm just saying, plus everything with Big E, I'm certain he's gonna be there. I don't know in what capacity or if
he better be in a suite. There's no reason for him to be near the ring.
No,
period.
I'm thinking more like literally walk through the curtain with them to get that pop, wave, turn around, go back in the back.
Or at least be in the go position. Oh, Dallas!
There it is. There it is. Now your shit working. There you go.
Fuck you, Reed, man.
Oh, that's it. That's it right there. That's how we print money.
Right man. Now that you actually jerk some tears with that one. You'll get some grown men crying with that one on the real, because that's a moment.
For real. So that's the best usage of Big E. For that reason, it's a WrestleMania moment, and New Day should probably go over. But of course, look at who we're dealing with.
Look at who we're dealing with.
Look at the track record of how those three guys have been handled. So the gangs of New York probably gonna be victorious.
There's no chance in hell that Seth Rollins is not having an opponent at WrestleMania, and it's going to be announced by Mr. McMahon on this night as well. But your main event for night one is going to be Chick Flair, Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey for the.
No, sir. That is not the main event.
Well, let me finish. The main event match.
Probably not even.
So the next match on the card, Chick Flair versus Chick Flair, the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion versus Ronda Rousey, which is crazy. You're sandwiching night one with the women's titles. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Chick Flair.
You think that you milked a 1 year wait for a return to let Ronda Rousey take a 3-second tan to Chick Flair? No, thank you.
As poorly as this feud has been handled, all that smiling and shit from Ronda Rousey, which it looks so fucking unnatural.
Disingenuous.
Yeah, it looks disingenuous, unnatural. She needed to be, the ass kicker who still doesn't like people, but just happens to be kicking the ass of someone you don't like either.
I just wish she would stop like her having mannerisms of a hood black chick. Like, you know the ones that you take off the earrings, wrap your hair up in a ponytail, or pull the ponytail out, put Vaseline on, and get your $150 ready. Like let's not like. And I don't know if that's who she thinks she is, or if that's how she portrays herself, why she feels like she looks. Because you act the way you feel. So if that's how do you really feel that's how you eat? I don't know, man.
No, that's probably internal coaching on, if they're billing you as the baddest woman on the planet, that's probably their interpretation, and that's what she adopted. Like, so you're basically, you're an adaptation of appropriation.
All
right.
It's
not her fault. It's just what she was coached to do.
And then following this match here,
or maybe that's how I'm finna go kick ass for walk. I don't know.
And following this match here, we got KO in the KO show. Without Stone Cold.
Look, I was listening to some other
talk shit talk.
Yeah. I was listening to some other stuff like that, and I heard some things about potentially there was a film crew that's been here a few days earlier working on some things out in Arlington.
Okay.
Do we see some sort of either cinematic or backlot brawl-esque situation?
No.
With Owens and Austin to protect everybody involved?
Please, no. The last thing I want to see is them rolling through a non quote unquote live area to something that's already been pre-produced, so these folks can take a shower after they've already taken a shower. Like, no, thank you.
All I'm saying is, how old is Stone Cold Steve Austin?
50 plus.
Okay.
Almost closer to 60 than 50. Trust.
Okay, so a 50 plus or 60-year-old person who's been wearing knee braces since they were 20 something.
Boy. 57.
So, like, okay, 57. So at least 20 years ago, he had knee braces on.
Both knees.
And that was in 03. He didn't have that. Okay, he didn't have knee braces in 93. He had them in like 96.
Either way, it's been 20 plus years of knee braces.
Either way, 40, damn near.
Yeesh.
But right, you know what I'm saying? Like close to a 40 piece wearing knee braces. Like, look, you want to present him in the best light possible because you have people attempting to buy this show based on his involvement, so you don't want to deliver flat. So maybe for stamina reasons, maybe for overall cool factor, maybe just for the best presentation that serves all parties. Might need to put some of this shit on tape first. I mean, it worked for Piper and Goldust on WrestleMania 12. So,
and actually, and people don't give this match enough credit. I think it worked well for AJ and The Undertaker too.
Right. That was the other time it worked really well. So then, Austin likes to drive ridiculous trucks and shit. So he can get in a monster truck, chase Kevin Owens, and you have whatever. Like, you have room to do other shit. And you can give the best presentation to at least the viewing audience at home. It's going to be shitty for people in the stadium who are like waiting for something to happen. And you spent, several $100s on a seat. It'll be shitty for them, but you'll be able to watch it on the big screen above, and I will say that is a treat.
That is a treat. Yes, 80 yards with a screen, please believe it. And on that note, that ends night 1. Let's take you into night 2.
Let go.
Hey. You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. Say that this again. I know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. We say that this again. I want 1, 2, 3. Get your tail. I want 1, 2, 3. Get the fuck on. 1, 2, 3. Get your tail. I want 1, 2, 3. Get the fuck on.
Yeah, right back at that. You know what I'm talking about? Feel me? Just like that there.
Straight like that.
And unlike the past, WrestleManias, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is going to take place on SmackDown of all places, so we don't have to worry about that. So the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal has been known to take place at WrestleMania, but this year's taking place on SmackDown. So night 2 of WrestleMania takes place on Sunday, April the 3rd. Same arena, the Jerry World, AT&T Stadium, Cowboys Stadium, if you will, Arlington, Texas. Kicking it off is going to be the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, which is not a ladder match, much to my chagrin.
We almost had them.
we got damn close, didn't we?
Boy, we almost had them.
Right there. Your champions, Zelina Vega and Carmella versus Sasha and Naomi versus Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan versus Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Everybody not named Sasha and Naomi?
I like it. Because I got a feeling that this is when one turns on the other, this is going to set up SummerSlam match. That's what it feels like to me. I don't think they're going to be a team much longer than that.
Naomi needs to be a heel. And we've never seen it.
I think they tried it once and it didn't work too well.
I mean that Team BAD shit? No. That's not what I'm talking about.
To quote, go ahead.
I mean, when she's receiving counsel from the wise man next to her husband, that type of heel.
Oh man, you trying to put the gang together?
Man, where the gang goes, the gang
goes. This is a fact. And speaking of gang goes, shouts out to quote the great Razcast, Big Bank Tank Little Bank, anything goes. Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville, anything goes match. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
The fans in attendance.
Next match. Now from bad to better, way better. Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Sami Zayn deserves so much better.
He does.
I'm gonna say Austin Theory ain't gonna win.
Man, I'm right there with you. Pat McAfee is gonna put an ass whooping on Austin Theory. I think we're gonna see some things. Pat McAfee is still really, really young, and that fuck you money just says that I'm gonna be here for a while. And even if I'm not, it's cool.
Pat McAfee's like the creator wrestler upgrade to Shane McMahon.
he's super kill maker, not even super death killer. He's super kill maker. Like he gonna be around for a minute.
Yeah, like Pat McAfee's like stupid athletic, and you don't think he should be able to wrestle as well as he does. Then you see him get in the ring and realize, even as an NFL punter, he's bigger than most modern day wrestlers. But he can do all the same shit.
And even as a punter, he's got some highlights on special teams, not including his leg. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he's no scrub. He's no scrub athlete. It's just he can do all the same shit Shane does. He's just younger.
RK Bro, the Raw Tag Team Champions, Matt Riddle, Randy Orton, versus the Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy. And this is going to be for the Raw Tag Team Championship in a triple threat match. Suave, who ain't going to win?
Anybody not named RK Bro.
I beg to differ with you.
Okay.
For some strange reason, I say anybody not named Street Profits.
I can dig it, but I also say what you're gonna try to accomplish with a heel turn, is what they're in the midst of. You can still accomplish that with like a post-match beatdown, and you can keep building on the heel momentum until you're ready to, give them
the heat, the cheap heat you're trying to generate in front of a potential of 100,000 plus people would be much better suited in front of 16,000 in Dallas on Monday.
Okay, yeah, man, maybe. But then I'm like, if you're gonna take the straps off RK Bro, I feel like the only reason you should be doing that is that you're ready for the split of the team.
Aha.
And from what we've previously read, everybody on the writing crew is high on them.
They're high on each other.
You know what I'm saying? So they want to, stretch this out more, potentially SummerSlam. And if they keep loving the idea, we may be looking at next year's WrestleMania situation.
Because we thought we were going to get that this year.
Right. We thought we were going to get a lot of things this year, and it did not happen.
What I would really like to see is Randy turn Riddle into the next Legend Killer. That would be dope. At any rate.
Right. I feel like, because I feel like Riddle has way more to gain and way more range to tap into as a heel versus being the sympathetic babyface when Randy bites another person. I feel like Randy being the face in that particular situation might be, kind of cool.
Barring a strange stroke of genius booking in Seth Rollins, this next match is probably going to be the wrestling match of the weekend. Edge versus AJ Styles. Suave, who ain't going to win?
Edge. Because I don't know if they expect to turn this. Now, of course, they will turn this into a series of matches, but I don't know if that's the plan going in.
I don't want to see this pay-per-view after pay-per-view. I want to see the next one at SummerSlam. I want to make these as big as possible, simply because I don't want this to turn into what Edge versus Randy Orton turned into.
I think we at a point where those days might be over, like the WrestleMania or match 1, SummerSlam for match 2, Survivor Series match 3 type thing. I think we might be out of it. Might be a way too far gone.
But you got to keep in mind the talent. Look at who you're dealing with. These two people are the only two that's on the roster, not named Randy Orton, that can pull this off.
No, not saying they can't pull it off as talents. I'm saying people making those sorts of decisions in Stamford.
We're on the same page. I totally agree with you. I totally agree, but at the same time, if it's going to be done for anybody, it'll be done for these two, but nobody else.
Someone's got to make that conversation known, though. Like, that idea has to already be rolling.
Lashley versus Omas.
This has potential to be ass.
I am not even.
I am not. I am not looking forward to this.
The blemish of this match being on Bobby Lashley's record, win or lose, is who ain't gonna win.
Boy, this is a terrible decision. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. This is horrible.
Well,
don't do this.
I know it ain't. This is your daily acknowledgement. Your tribal chief, head of the table, and Universal Champion Roman Reigns vows to defeat the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE champion, and Brock Lesnar to become the undisputed WWE Universal Champion.
They need to come up with another name for what they're gonna call that person going forward. Like
Easter egg,
super galactic champion or something.
That's an Easter egg because apparently the universe is bigger than the world. I.e., why Bill Watts named the Universal Wrestling Federation what he did, so that the Universal Wrestling Federation title would be the biggest title in professional wrestling. Little Easter egg there for you. Same reason Herb Abrams picked the name up. So that said,
Herb.
that said, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, who ain't gonna win?
Brock Lesnar.
If Roman Reigns ain't walking out with both belts held high, the WWE will be walking with Elias on Monday.
Bruh, like I don't understand what type of shit you have to be on to make the decision now to have Brock Lesnar leave as champion.
It would have to be a failed whiz quiz.
It makes absolutely no sense.
Like you
would believe it if he won, but it makes no logical sense whatsoever.
Jacob Fatu would have to be backstage and slap the shit out of a McMahon in order for Roman Reigns to lose this match.
Nah.
And even then, it may be a stretch.
Yeah, like I look, Lesnar's how old?
45, I believe.
Which is by no stretch of the imagination is an old man, because hell, AJ's in his 40s. Like, especially with his schedule, there's no way like he's as beat up as most other 40-year-olds in the business. It's not the point. When you're on television, you age in dog years. So what does it do for the perception of your company going forward when you're trying to, at every level, get newer, younger, faster, stronger,
bigger, stronger, faster talent?
Right. You know what I'm saying? You're going with basically a facelift of the whole company, and basically from every level of operations, it's image conscious. Why go with Brock Lesnar doesn't lose anything by losing this match, right?
This is true.
Technically, from a wrestling standpoint, Roman Reigns doesn't lose anything by losing this match, right?
This is true. Also true.
But the WWE could lose billions if you pick the wrong guy.
And who's the wrong guy? The one who's not winning. Who is that going to be?
You'll know who Stanford wants to build their empire on. We'll say that.
Tune in Sunday.
And we did a better job of building than what we've seen from other situations. Right?
That's right. If you want to find out what happens to all this, get on the cock Saturday and Sunday.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yo, later on tonight, we will catch y'all. It's official. We will catch y'all at Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor, Curtis Colwell Center, the Petri Dish in Garland, Texas. Find us, and if you find us, you buy us the drinks, and the drinks better be covered. And by covered, I mean have lids on them. We don't trust you. Look at who you're dealing with.
we don't know you.
We don't
even know you.
Hey, yo.
We don't even know you.
That's why I'm taking them to the motherfucking house, boy.
Pencil pushers. Heads up. Pencils down.
There it is, man. That shit's just epic. I had to let that ride for a second.